like about iced tea is that when you finish your iced tea, you're not really finished your iced tea because the ice melts a bit, and then you have a little more iced tea. Tastes like really heavily diluted iced tea. Hey everybody, welcome back to Subnautica Below Zero. My name is Joe Guy, and that's always the order I say that sort of thing, and I don't know what you're talking about. We return. I've set up, I've left my my pipe set up there because
aboard, Captain.
That place is quite nice in resources. I think it's probably going to be useful to have that pipe system in place in case I ever want to go down there for silver, for the roots, pustules, whatever those do, and go from there. So we're going to set up our desk here, keep calm and truck on, and we're going to look at the stuff that we got. Did I take a photo? Oh yeah, I did. I took one of that. What else have I taken? Yes, I did those on camera. I don't know how to get these to go away as well. Go away. Maybe it's like I haven't explored them yet. If so, actually, I kind of like that. It marks the places you haven't been. So we have one new blueprint from what we obtained there, and it's a quantum locker storage solution which shares content with all of the quantum lockers. I have the ion cube to do it as well, although it will not come in real handy until I am able to build another base. Although looking at it, it kind of looks like the waterproof locker. Is it floating? I don't know. It might be floating or it might be powered. Who knows? Oh, excuse me. Okay, so well, there's that, but we have a couple more things to read. First of all, about a small herbivore known as the spinnerfish. Whoa. A bizarre fish with star-like fins which spins to generate propulsion, capable of very high speeds in a straight line, slow, wide turning circle. Like other small fish, prey fish, they feed on a variety of seeds and grasses around the seabed. Excellent, nothing too threatening there. And an array module. The nature of its alien construction is unknown. It has no clear indicators of its functions aside from its title. The scan shows internal lights that emit at different wavelengths. The theoretical purpose might be cosmetic, communications array storage, holographic display, light display for relaxation purposes. Oh, what was it doing down there? Is it at all related aside from being like of similar origin to the weird thing we found with the alien distress signal? That gave us the alien distress signal location? I don't know. Let's grab ourselves some food though. Looks like it's raw. And it's, yeah, might turn your stomach. And as for like other stuff, Paracel, basic materials, only 5 titanium. Pretty sure it's cheaper than it once was. And that, and this stuff. Well, whatever reason, we just do not know what the root pustule is for. We can scan for it, we can go and gather it. We can't make anything out of it yet. Well, anyway, let's... Is it time to get to crafting? I think it might be, you know. Let's do it. Well, first of all, let's check we have... Let's just do it. You know, we know we have the ingredients from the mobile vehicle bay. Whether or not we have the ingredients for an actual sea moth or something like that is academic. We'll have to just see. So we need lubricant and a computer chip. How do you make computer chips again? Let's use the beacon manager to find out. Computer chip. Table coral and gold and copper wire. So 1 tool. I have no copper. Alright. Some small gathering shall be required, so I'll be right back with you once I have done said gathering. Oh. Whoa, PDA. Easy, Tiger. Whoa. Guys, I found a PDA. Do you see? You see? What's this? Siege. Whoa! We're on a roll here. Somebody stop me. I just want some quartz. Ooh, that's important. One of those big roars that I feel like I've been hearing for a little while. I just saw the brute brute shark specifically making that noise, which does a pretty good job of making me feel a little comforted. Okay, that's it, isn't it? Yeah. With this last table coral, I dubbed this resource run done, and very productive actually. A lot of limestone. I haven't really, unlike I did in the first Subnautica game, I haven't actually taken a lot of time yet to go on a proper resource gathering. You might have noticed my supply is a little sparse. I probably will at some point where I just feel like I have a window to relax and play Subnautica, but not necessarily want to record. I'll stick it on. I'll start recording just in case anything happens. Whoa. But I won't. Here we go.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I won't necessarily intend to actually make an episode. Yeah, man, this is good. Let's load in. Just fill that up. Am I actually gonna run out of room? Oh, I'm actually kind of hitting capacity, and one of the reasons that I wanted to keep my my storage pretty compact here is to help push me out into making a larger base down the line. But it's a little snug already. Hopefully it just means we're stocked for now though. And we certainly have enough to make the computer chip that we need for the mobile vehicle bay. Plus we found the sea truck fragment. Now, like, I tried to avoid as much of this game as I can, but there's certain buzz you just can't really get around, and the fact that there was a new vehicle called the sea truck had not escaped my notice. I also don't feel like the game is necessarily going to make a secret of it either. Get off the menu. There you go. Bit of gold. Ta-da. Nice little feature of the blueprints there. Actually makes that much easier. Cool. Let's stick the in. Go in. Oh, I thought my mouse just wasn't responding. Cool. Drink that. And we have a computer chip, so what else do we need for our mobile vehicle bay? Let's go down and pin that, that's what it's for. We need some lubricants, just a few titanium. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make that just now. Simmer it down. And lubricant. I think I need the seeds, which I of course do not have, or any... Do I have lube? Actually, I might have lube. I don't have lube. Alright, well, crafting session not quite over yet, but we know where we can get some. We went ahead. I still have the compass upgrade. Do I have the compass thing on my blueprints, like for my HUD? Because I have the HUD chip. I just need magnetite. I knew there was something blocking me from it. I just forgotten what. Yep, no compass or anything really. Nice there, actually. I like that too. I think I just heard a seagull right outside my window. My window's open as well. It's a little disconcerting. Well, we don't know which direction we're going in, but we know that like that rough direction is south, and we want to head west. So yeah, I can see them actually. I can bloody see them. YouTube, you certainly can't see them. Yeah, the compression in this series is unfortunate. You definitely hit it. You definitely get a loss of fidelity, which takes away some of the wonder from this game. It occurred to me, maybe one of the reasons why this game hit me so hard is that I haven't played Subnautica in so long. If you remember, I would talk about like how gorgeous I thought this whole thing was, and compared it favorably with the first Subnautica. And to an extent, maybe I think I was onto something, but to an extent I wonder if my opinion's based on the fact that since completing Subnautica for myself, all I've done are watch YouTube videos of it, and it just can't quite capture that same essence. Get rid of the camera drone there. Possibly. You know, originally I didn't have a fabricator in here. I wanted to make sure the drop pod was like a part of the base. So I kept the fabricator in the drop pod with the idea that I'd gather materials, I'd go to the drop pod to actually do the crafting. Thank God I didn't proceed with that. That would have been a freaking nightmare. Okay, let's, we got enough silicon rubber for days, so let's just make as much lube as we can. How much? It just takes one, so I should be able to make as much lube as a man could need on a Sunday night. Jeez. Who am I spending an evening with? Sandpaper? There we go. And with that, mobile vehicle bay, right? Boom. Get crafting those eyeballs. There we go. Very cool. Okay, well, that's a nice deep spot out there. Let's go stick it out there. Release the sequad weapon. Floaty, floaty. Do we have no recipes available yet? Okay, you know what? That's fine. I'm okay with the free swimming stage. The game changes pretty significantly when you get your first vehicle. So whether the vehicle will be the sea moth or the sea truck, I do not know, but I think it's pretty clear that in order to get recipes like this, we're gonna need to start striking out and investigating some of the beacons that we have and some of the different locations. So what did I get in my databank news? Yes, this was the PDF found by the monkey nest. Altera misplaces a kilometer capital ship Aurora. Okay. Contact has been lost with the Aurora for some 18 months into its journey to install a phase gate to the Ariadne arm, reported inside sources. Altera launched the Aurora to much fanfare almost 2 years ago and recently announced the ship had arrived in the destination solar system. The Aurora has reportedly now missed more than one routine check-in. Asked for a comment, a spokesperson for Altera said, "Communication with ships outside the phase gate network can take weeks or months in ordinary circumstances, and is commonly interrupted." I'm channeling a manual here. "The Aurora was in good shape and ahead of schedule the last time they checked in. We have no reason to think that anything has changed." Nonetheless, our sources emphasize that Altera cannot yet explain the loss of contact, and given the exceptional value of the ship and its mission, they are taking every possible measure to re-establish contact. Shareholders will be watching closely. Keen readers will remember, however, that Altera's network of directors have a history of leaking scare stories like this to the press, only for the Transgov to rebound with positive news against the odds. Directors' shareholdings and dealings are, of course, not public information. No, of course. And, yeah, tech. Maybe this will let us read about the sea truck. Oh. The sea truck is an advanced underwater vehicle with attachable modular cabins for maximum... Is this like the Cyclops, except like it's a mobile base I can kind of modularize myself? Oh. Main cabin, small and nimble when unencumbered by additional modules. The main cabin alone is comparable in speed to the Seamoth, so we're not going to get a Seamoth. I'd just be duplicating work at this point. A wide reinforced glass viewing window provides excellent forward visibility while at the helm. A retractable helmsperson's chair, no expense spared. Unlike the larger Cyclops submarine, the sea truck does not support the addition of internal modules like fabricators. Okay, so I'll be operating primarily with for fabrication. Out of bases, I guess, which I'm fine with. I like making bases. However, it can be upgraded to enhance its speed, towing power, and crush depth, among other things. So, speed variable depending on the cargo. Power cells. Upgrade module slots 2. Persons 1+. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm not gonna sneeze. Bespoke cargo modules can be attached to the rear of the main cabin, providing a range of powerful benefits. Available modules include fabricators. Oh, excuse me. Docking stations, habitation sections, and of course plenty of storage. Additional cargo modules reduce the sea truck's speed, maneuverability, and power efficiency. Additional modules can be jettisoned directly from the main cockpit controls to enable exploration of tight spaces or in case of emergency. The sea truck, competing products are trucking hell. I can picture us having a retinue of different sea trucks for different purposes. One which is literally just the Seamoth equivalent for scouting and reconnaissance, as well as like potentially speedy getaways. One for light, base duty, like fabrication or scanning or something like that. I forget exactly what the capabilities were. And one for like massive thing which I can kind of tow around. What am I looking at over there? Is that just a reflection of the light? It is, okay. Right. Well, we're only about halfway through this episode, if that. I think we need to come up with some kind of plan for the rest of today's episode and the rest of today's session. The beacons that we have, the last known position of the pilot, I hope we get a prawn suit eventually as well. Like that feels like it's still got a distinct role to play. And an alien distress call origin, both 200 meters down. Without a rebreather, I think I'm pretty stumped when it comes to that stuff. Let's grab myself some food and water while I'm around here. Boomerang. So where do I want to go? I still feel a little lost in this area. I spy. I do, of course, have supplies on me. It's just that, you know, while I'm thinking anyway, while I'm commentating and thinking, I might as well just preserve existing supplies in favor of new ones. To aid in me getting lost, preventing me from getting lost,
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I can have a cast around the area, see if I can come up with a rough kind of like guideline, a rough map. Cured food, I think, yep. Yes, I think that's a good idea. I've got my air bladder, I've got my scanner, I've got more water than I really know what to do with. Nutrient block, cured boomerang, repair tool, pretty much everything that I should need. With that in mind, let's start north, maybe? Yeah, because that's kind of north, isn't it? Alright, so from pod base, we've got North Mountain over here. At least I think it's north. I think that's north, thereabouts. Let's try and head directly this direction until we hit a wall, and then maybe try and strike out from there. Let's do some circumference exploring. Just surface level, since we, you know, we do only really have the sea glide. But we can go a bit deeper thanks to the use of the air bladder, but yeah, we don't need to go too much further than that. We'll not focus on resource gathering or anything like that, because we're kind of running out of room. This should, if I'm right, take me to, yeah, right here. Excellent. Well, let's start just by going up here, because I don't think I explored. Does it just end here? Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Okay, in. Let's tuck ourselves into this this base a little bit here. Okay, that's scary looking but familiar. I think I can eat that. So what was the deal with this root system? What was that? Well, brainfish. Okay, we'll forget it for now. We're not even hungry. And this is a creature egg, by the way. I looked at it before, but never actually went for it. But I don't have the capabilities to support a creature egg economy at the moment. One day, perhaps. A lot of kamikaze fish around. A lot of stalactites. Very, 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 very blue. Still not seeing anything too threatening, and the penguins are still around here. Okay, I can put my head up here. So let's do so. Bearing in mind that we cannot make assumptions these spots are necessarily safe. So we come across a kind of natural cave here. With some light sticks. Oh, we know there are bases. We traveled north. Where could this be referencing? Oh, by the way, I wanted to address, a lot of people were really helpful and pointed out the fact that there is a pause PDA underneath accessibility here. PDA pause. When I open the PDA, it pauses the game. And it even highlights the interactables. I love that both options exist. I am choosing not to use them. The reason for this is that I like the immersion. I like the immersion of the... So I'm kind of like here-ish, right? So I'm underneath here. So where would this be? I wish I knew the name of the different like symbols. Just better get back under or to over here. I don't know where we are yet. There we go. I like the immersion. I like the fact that I can open the PDA and use an item and it's still tense, like I'm not isolated from the world. This is not a get out of immersion free card. This is I need to take some of this precious time, and time is a resource, to check some information. Enabling it would make the game easier, and I just don't really feel like I need to do so. Like, that's what makes things like the hotbar really important. I have to prepare in advance what's on this hotbar. Because if I choose the wrong thing and I need something else in a pinch, it's hard to change to. That's why I always have the sea glide, why I always have the flashlight, why I always have the knife. Oh. Yeah, look what we found. So one thing, I asked the commenter about this and they replied, thank you, James McCarthy, who I named my previous prawn suit after. I may still have gotten your name wrong, but it's definitely James. I asked and said, like, he said I shouldn't worry about like pursuing beacons or like places of interest or anything like that. This game, unlike Subnautica, does not have so much of a linear story, even though the story in the original Subnautica was not super linear. It is more a case of like multiple points of interest which you can check out in your own time. So I can't get myself a... I should have really taken my coffee here. Hopefully when I get inside... What's this? Oh. Is this the... Is that... Can I have that rebreather, please? That's huge! Whoa. That's not how you destroy a snowman. Okay, I'm checking for threats. This game has plenty of threats underwater. I would be full of prawn suits. Ooh, this is gonna be a good find, isn't it? Okay, think. Yeah, first of all, I wonder if this is the robotics place. What did we get from that scan? Did we get anything? We actually didn't. A blueprint? What? Rebreather is still something I do not have. I came out with the idea in mind of some basic exploration, just trying to find my way around the biomes around. I did not expect to find this route into this area. But now that I have, I'm hurting for tech. Like, there are gaps in my tech tree which could be very effectively plugged with an environment like this. So you know what? We're gonna lean into this happy circumstance. And we're gonna investigate at night. We need to know whether there's a way for us to... What is that over there? What's that red stuff? What is that red evil looking stuff? If there's an interior that we can get into which can provide us with some shelter, because if not, then we are as well going back to base to grab ourselves our... Whoa, are you kidding me? New room types. Jumping for joy. Bulkhead here, can I get inside? I haven't scanned anything out here yet. But yes, indeed, this will work as a base, even with the door open. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, this is a find. This is a find and a half. All right, guys. This episode's probably a little shorter, but I feel like it is the best thing to do to cut it off here. In the next episode, we're gonna go explore this facility, try and find a logical way to do so I don't miss things, and in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. What a discovery this is. See you then.